Yeah, I think there's also some nostalgia for it too. I mean, obviously a lot of people come into the game with TF2 experience and whatnot. And the game, of course, TF2 was designed by its sort of, you know, rustic New Mexico in the 60s sort of look, and obviously Route 66 definitely channels a lot of that.
Yeah, it's great homage to it as well, so Quake Fortress should feel pretty at home here, as they have a ton of TF2 players on their team. The last TF2 video, of course, is about a train getting to the end of the line. I think there's some McCree lore tied with this train heist that has gone awry as well. I love this map. I think we're going to see a lot of Soldier 76 on defense. So in a moment, I think that's what exactly Cypher is going to stick on. I feel actually comfortable enough to call it right now. Cypher is going to be playing 76. Shadowburn will be on Farah. Cooler will be on Lucio. Forsaken on McCree. Shark on Reinhardt. And Crayfish will be damage boosting that 76 and Farah on Mercy.
This map, Joe, just one of the more beautiful maps in the game. I feel like any of the new maps that have come out just looked absolutely incredible. And
the skybox is just, I mean, in this game, there's a lot of times where you're not really paying attention to your surroundings, but if you're as dead as often as I am, just jump into spec and just look at I mean, it's gorgeous. Just the skyboxes and the attention to detail in the distance. Wonderful.
So looking at the attackers here, we're going to have Cabal on Lucio, Moonel on offensive Zenyatta, D-Gun on Farah, Flippy on Tracer, Nico on Genji, and Bot running things on the Symmetra. So very close to a double orb comp coming out from the Melty side. We haven't seen too much of this recently, and in fact, they're actually going to switch to the Torbjorn at the end, so that's also been a new wrinkle that we've been seeing recently as well.
Yeah, IDQD's been running that very much. You can put the Torb on the cart, and then if you can protect it, it's great. Torb has just seen kind of a re-emergence as well for no great particular reason. He offers a lot of utility, and that turret just can be tough to deal with.
Yep, so both teams now going to exchange poke here. We'll see if Melty is able to get through here on the defense of Quake Fortress as they stand pretty close together. And teams sticking together like this has been very, very effective at dealing with your Tracers and Genjis in the world. We saw Cloud9 do a lot of it in rooms the other day, but so far working out well for the side of Quake Fortress. Multiple kills on their side, and they're pushing back the offense of Melty, at least for now.
Yeah, just kind of holding this first point around the initial S-bend. You know, the huge difference between competitive and pubs is where teams hold. The smart hold is here, of course, waiting for them to come around the corner, and then just kind of poking at them. That's why Soldier 76 is so good on top of this cafe.
Yep, but that being said, Melty's starting to make progress. A good snipe comes out, spells doom for Shadowburn. Now Melty has a real opportunity. Nico's still in the back, making things happen. Munel with another pick. Dragonblade is still out. Slicing and dicing is Nico, and Nico really opening the way. We do have a Resurrect, though, coming up for the defense. Going to bring a lot of the fallen heroes back up, and they might be able to turn this yet off the Mercy res of Crayfish.
Yeah, the res kind of just brought people up in a tough position anyway. I mean, you kind of have to hit that res, but I'm not sure they got great value off it. However, now that they're getting a couple kills, it looks like that res was the smart move.
Yeah, the res is able to get people back up, and res is such an interesting thing. That being said, Torbjorn's on the cart, turret is up. This isn't necessarily the greatest for Quake Fortress. A little bit of a mixed bag here, if you will, and the cart's still making progress moving forward. We'll see if Cypher can get an extra kill here on the S76. He has to deal with Nico first, though. Flippy able to take out Shadowbird, and now Nico in hot pursuit, poking back and forth onto Cypher. Cypher in a bit of trouble here, going to get sliced, almost dead, and there he goes, shirking to the face. And Melty now starting to make some good progress off the play of Nico and D-Gun. Yeah, that turret's going to be level 2 on the cart. They had a teleporter up to reinforce that, which is why that fight seemingly never ended against their favor. Bod now with another teleporter up and available to him too. He's going to look to reposition that aggressively. And Nico has armor and shields right now. This makes him very, very tanky. It means that against 76 basically has no hope against Genji with these buffs, just because the armor alone makes it just very, very difficult with how armor works. Reduce 5 damage in every hit. So Nico right now getting in the back has the sound barrier. His armor is gone. It was taken out. But right now we're seeing Quake Fortress getting pushed back very, very heavily. Shark able to take out Cabal at the very least. Cypher takes up the turret. So Quake Fortress making the most of this. Shadowburn coming in over the top, takes up the teleport, but look at this, in terms of actual kills on players, Melty has 2 so far, make it 3. Nico able to take out the Lucio with a 4th. So the kill feed a little bit misleading, all these different turrets and things going down, but yeah, in the end, very, very good push coming up from Melty, and a great Genji play from Nico.
I think Shark makes a little bit of an opportunity there. It was a nice Earth Shatter, but he didn't go directly after Munel, who was on Zenyatta. Because he didn't smash him in the face when he was on the ground, he lived and was able to pop Transcendence out of that. It would be nice to take that ult out of the equation.
Yeah, one thing that's actually a little bit overlooked too is that Zenyatta, with both his shield and armor, like turns one of the squishiest heroes in the game into one of the tankiest. It's actually a little bit misleading when used as Zenyatta's dying.
And the damage that Zen can do is insane.
Yeah, so like looking at Torbjorn here, Torbjorn could be activating multi-core at any point. He's on the turret, just constantly healing it. Does do Molten Core, but Molten Core not guaranteed to stand up to the damage of Barrage. Barrage is just way too much damage, so Molten Core actually a little bit wasted here from Torbjorn. Shark gonna move forward, WMS1, kill the Torbjorn, kill extra people on top of it, so... Not perhaps the greatest use of ultimates coming up from Melty in that point, but they're still moving forward at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, we're on last now, though, and this is where the defender's advantage really comes in, this kind of Walmart warehouse. And they do have some ultimates up to work with, Cypher especially, with his tactical visor, might be able to take out a couple kills in a row.
I've got you.
I think we're going to see the tactical visor right now. He's looking, has Nico in his sights. Nico gets away. Munel, though, may not be so lucky, but Munel able to take him out! Munel had enough tankiness from the armor pack and shields that he was able to stand and fight Soldier 76 even with ult up.
Turrets
that was a
on
good play
platform.
by Munel, and now the gates are open for Melty, so to speak. Nico able to take out Shark, flipping on Crayfish. 3 down for Quake Fortress as Melty moves forward here, and they have got to feel good about their chances right
Turret
now.
on the platform is so annoying, and it might not be getting kills, but it's taking shots. The sniper has to focus the turret rather than anything else. Now it's in
Offensive
bad
sound barrier is
position.
out. Melty is absolutely going for the kill here, and they are going to get it. Reinhardt charging in a little bit too little, too late, so... Decent time set for Melty, and they are definitely set up now to win the series 2-0 over Quake Fortress, and this would be a bit of a heartbreaker for Quake Fortress to lose this today in this way.
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty quick. We don't know, obviously, enough about 76 to have a pretty good gauge on times, but they didn't really get stalled out very often there. Despite this play of the game, the resurrection on defense, a couple of players died immediately after this as well, so... The res, you have to hit the res, but I don't know. It sometimes doesn't do what you'd want it to do. Players are just in tough positions and they're dead and they die
I think
again.
that res in particular kind of worked out for them, at least for a little bit. It wasn't the worst
It was
res.
a stall res, yeah.
It didn't let them cleanly win the team fight, but it wasn't a bad res. That being said, whether you like Resurrects or not, due to the changes to play the game algorithm, you're going to see Resurrects all the time.
It's true.
UA to Overwatch. So 436 is the time to beat. That is a pretty darn quick, or sorry, 435 is the time to beat. That is a pretty darn quick time, though.
Yeah, I feel that that's definitely a quick time just based on how long the map is by itself. I thought they were going to be able to turn it around in Warehouse. There were some gleans of it, but then when the tactical visor was taken out by Zenyatta without really getting the value I thought he could have had, I think he was in good position, too. I really thought that that was going to turn into 2 or 3 kills for them. Yeah, it's a tough road to go here. We're going to see what kind of offense they come out. They're going to have to come out with something aggressive, and I think they're just going to have to constantly be putting pressure on having people in front of the cart clearing the path because you don't really want to stall out ever.
No, definitely not. So, we are getting into the next round here. It is going to be, of course, Quake Fortress versus Melty. Quake Fortress now a bit of a rough road ahead of them. No pun intended, as it is Route 66.
Yeah.
But 435, the time to beat. Taking a look at the defense, though, coming up from Melty, it looks like we're going to have Cabal on the Lucio, Munel on 76, D-Gun on Zarya, Nico on the McCree, Bod on Mercy, and Flippy going to round things out on the Widowmaker.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see that 76 on top of Big Earl's, which I called a cafe earlier, and I feel that's completely wrong. It's a diner, right? Yeah. Yeah, cafe is definitely not what you would call that. You get beat up for calling that place a cafe, probably by Big Earl himself. On offense,
Yeah, Big Earl, it's like, what, you think this is a cafe? Some dainty
Get
establishment?
tossed off the cliff.
You come in here to dine.
Calling my diner a cafe, city boy. On offense, Crayfish is going to play Mercy, Forsaken will be on Widow, Cooler on Lucio, Cypher's going to run Tracer, Shadow Burn on Farah, and Shark on Symmetra. So they're going to be very aggressive, a tankless composition, try to get kills. Shadow Burn on Farah could mean the difference. Of course, I've always loved his TF2 Soldier play, similar enough that I'm excited to see what he does on Farah.
Definitely. So, map will be starting in 8 seconds. Time to beat is 435. As mentioned, definitely Quake Fortress has the work cut out for them, but they could do it. I mean, we thought, of course, that SG1 would have their work cut out for them. They just flew through Watchpoint Gibraltar, so maybe we could have a Redux series. Never know.
Yeah, they're going to come around the corner, damage boosting that Farah, trying to dislodge them from the roof as much as possible.
Yeah, we also have Forsaken on the offensive Widow looking for picks. It's going to be him. Oh no, the Lucio boop off. Down goes Forsaken. Forsaken not able to grapple back up. So down goes Forsaken. Good play from Lucio there.
Nico drops
Defensive
Cypher
Lucio
too.
on
That's
point.
a
Meanwhile,
lot of damage off
Yeah, Flippy and Nico just able to go to town now that Forsaken is not there. And a very strong opening here so far from Melty.
Yeah, having both those hit scan classes up is really going to slow down what Shadowburn can do on this Pharah as well. I mean, you don't really want to be flying into a Widow and a McCree.
Gonna take a look here, switching back to Forsaken's point of view. Forsaken looking for these picks. Nico able to take out Shadowburn though. Shadowburn did take out Mercy beforehand, so 1-for-1. Forsaken now taking out Nico. Very big pick for that. Now if he can deal with Flippy, this would be really good for Quake Fortress so far. He's in pursuit of Flippy. Widow versus Widow coming up. Widow flying into the air. But he's not able to finish him just yet. Regardless, 2 extra kills for the offense. Cypher and Cooler doing some work. And Quake Fortress going to start setting some good momentum here.
Yeah, that was a really cool res though, because they only rezzed Shadowburn after they'd taken out the hit scan threat. So Shadowburn back alive with no threats. They're going to take this high ground very quickly. Forsaken's up there with them, and now they can try to get some action before they're really set up to be sniped out of the sky.
No one can hide.
Yep, they will get the checkpoint. They're moving forward. Meanwhile, taking a look at Shadowburn. Shadowburn being real aggressive over here. Perhaps feeling some nostalgia as he comes over. We do have a defensive sound barrier coming up, though. Melty going to be rushing down the defense, and Flippy going to take out Shadowbird. Big pick for Flippy, and now Flippy going to look to continue momentum as he moves forward.
I mean, you just look at the defensive composition and you feel bad for Shadowbird. He's running into a 76, a McCree, and a Widow. Like, what more could you have go wrong for you as Pharah?
Yeah, this is a lot of kills for the defense. Nico able to make it a double kill. They are moving forward. This is really good stuff coming out now from the side of Melty, and Melty really only has to really stall out maybe 2 to 3 more pushes, if that.
Yeah.
Flippy getting good pick on the Shark, and yeah, Melty looking pretty strong at 66 versus Quake Fortress right now.
Yeah, up to its name, Route 66, one of the longest roads. They have a little over 2 minutes to finish out the map, so they have to get on the cart and stay on it for the duration of the game.
Shadowburn coming over, that's a beautiful opening. Lots of good poke there. Not able to get kills, but I liked what I saw. He's still moving in. Nico, though, able to take out Crayfish. Forsaken on bot. 2 kills for the offense as they move forward. Not too bad. Nico going down. I do believe the path is open. A barrage comes out from Shadowburn. I don't know if that was what he wanted to do there. Even if it helped get the Reinhardt killed, he got sniped out by Flippy. And Flippy now looking for Forsaken. Pressure being applied by the defensive Melty. Almost gets a pick on Forsaken. Not going to get, though. Cypher from the back helping clean it up a bit. So what we're seeing right now, Hex, is that the offense is moving forward, but I think they're getting stalled out enough that Melty still is in a pretty good position here.
Yeah, they got to feel pretty good making trades on the defense right now, knowing that all they really have to do is slow them down enough. However, the card does have a lot of the offensive teleporter is up, which is huge.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game where if they weren't under such time pressure, I'd say this is actually looking pretty good for Quake Fortress. Nice bomb going up from Cypher. Keeps the momentum going. Reinhardt's going to go down quickly. Melty feels like they're in another defensive collapse, but again, because their time early on was so quick, they only have to hold for another minute here, so they don't even have to win another team fight. They just need to stall out for just a tiny bit longer, and they'll win this
Yeah,
map
they
anyways.
could switch to all Lucios and probably win this game just because he's so hard to kill dancing around the cart. Yeah, about 50 seconds left. I don't think that it's mathematically possible, but let them play it out, get some kills. Shadowburn doing some work.
Yeah, no, Shadowburn doing a lot of good work here, and Melty, again, they're kind of finding themselves very much out of sorts. Quake Fortress finally finding their groove. I just think they found their groove about a minute too late.
Yeah,
because they only have 35 seconds left here. I mean, if they keep doing this, maybe they can do it. We haven't really seen how quick you can get the payload through here. The momentum's still certainly in their favor. That being said, Nico is back up. They need to deal with him sooner rather than later. He's going to stop their push single-handedly. Does take out Cypher. Resurrect is up, and they're calling GG. 18 seconds left. They don't think they can cap in time. Which is interesting because I think technically they could, but Munel with 2 kills on the defense going to seal it out for sure. So it is definitely GG now.
Yeah, that is clock expiration on my end as well. So pretty good time though. I mean, they look decent on the map. It's just that, you know, going second when the offense sets a time like that, it already puts you in a pretty rough spot. So Melty will redeem themselves after collapsing to SG1, and the mystery of Melty continues.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to say, though. I mean, defensively, I wouldn't necessarily be this happy with this map from Melty. I mean, yes, they won, but that was more off their offense.
Right.
Quake Fortress is saying a very, very solid time here. It just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, and Melty used to be the team that was my go-to on defense. Of course, that was before IDDQD existed, but they really were the team in Beta 1 that was winning games based off of their defense and off of their symmetric play. So they really need to get that in order first, because I think generally we've seen that a lot of teams can be strong on offenses in Overwatch, but the top teams are really the ones who can lock down defense.
Yep, so this is going to complete our series for today. We're going to watch this final play of the game. But for those who are interested, we will be back tomorrow for a special Wednesday edition of Game On Overwatch Arena. We are heading towards the end of our tournament overall, so we're going to be wrapping up the group stages this week and then getting into the playoffs next week. Play the game coming out here from Nico. Nico honestly playing super well today, win or lose from Melty. A lot of their power definitely came off of his play, so Nico has a lot to feel good about today.
Yeah,
if nothing
Nico
else.
played absolutely phenomenally. He's the most consistent part of that team. He's always playing very well. It's just everything around him has been a little bit in flux, and I still am confused as to what Melty is or was. Unfortunately, tomorrow we don't get to see Melty, but on the docket for tomorrow, we've got Flat Earth versus Quake Fortress, and IDDQD is going to show up against SG1. So those are the games that we have for you tomorrow on a special Wednesday edition of the Game On Overwatch Arena. Please do